welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie, and I have been a daycare provider and owner for over 20 years here in beautiful Park City, Utah. This channel answers all your questions, whether you want to start an in-home daycare business, whether you want to start a daycare business in general, and for parents who are looking for quality childcare, what to look for. I do all the things. I answer all the questions, do horror stories, I answer rants, I answer questions. I will also do product reviews soon and just talk about everything babies and toddlers. So if you think this channel would be useful for anyone within your sphere of influence, don't hesitate to share this channel out. And with that, let's get started. And by the way, these are all my expert opinion because I've been doing this for over 20 years and I've seen most things, and this is how I would handle things. I'm not a lawyer or a doctor or a psychiatrist or a social worker. I am just a daycare provider owner. I am a daycare provider owner that has worked with children for 20 years in the trenches. I was not just a boss flitting around from center to center, seeing what's going on. I'm actually in there working with the kids, seeing them grow up, and spending the most important years of their lives with them. Let's get started. First question. I think I just need support. I closed in October and I thought it was going to be for a month, but I'm just now reopening. I needed the time off just to take a break and to start over. The parents I had were awful. They were always sending kids sick, never following policies, and just giving me constant anxiety. I used an app that they needed updated constantly, and it gave me so much anxiety. I was planning on never reopening because of how these parents left me feeling. I have my first tour Thursday since closing in October, and I'm very anxious about it. I'm anxious about my home becoming just a job again and being bossed around by rude parents. I need the money and I need to be home with my son as I don't trust anyone else to watch him. Wow. Do you hear this question? Me. Parents are rude. Parents do this. Parents don't follow policies. Parents are always bringing their kids sick. Parents do this. They do that. They do this. Apparently, she has no responsibility or accountability whatsoever, does she? I wouldn't bring my kids to that lady. Hell to the no, because apparently she projects all of her worries on to the parent. If you want your parents to pay on time, you treat your job as a business. If you want your parents to respect your sick policy, you treat your job as a business. I just don't know what to tell you, girlfriend, because all that's all your fault. And you need to take accountability for your lack of business sense and your lack of a backbone. That's what's wrong in the daycare industry, in my opinion, is people that think that this job is easy. Oh, I can make so much money watching kids, other people's kids. I can make so much money watching them. Do you not realize that this is a business and it's not an easy one? It takes a special person like me to be able to love on the kids, be cool with the parents, but be firm as well, be approachable so that parents can communicate with me with their needs and we can work together, because it is my way or the highway. However, when I've got parents' inputs, I'm always learning from everyone. I learn from the child. I learn from the parents. I'm not just this tunnel vision person. You know what I'm saying? And this person can't handle the job. She needs the money and she doesn't trust anyone to watch her kid. But you're going to watch someone else's kid when you can't even get your shit together? No. Anyway, her fault. And that is a red flag right there to not take your children to that daycare until she gets her shit together. Next question. I need some words of wisdom, advice, anything that I can write down and go back to when I'm having hard days to give me that push I need. I hate I have the hardest time putting my foot down, and I always put the daycare families over my own family, and I do not want to do that again. I've worked in daycares and it was so much easier than doing it out on my own, out of my home. My home is small. I use every inch of it minus my own room and the upstairs bedrooms. I need to make it through this to help support my family, and I feel ready to open. Okay, this one is support, wisdom. Girl, you can do this. Like I said, if you go and watch all my videos, say what you mean and mean what you say. Have a very simple contract to give out to parents, especially if you're a new in-home provider and you're opening up a new daycare business. Your contract needs to be extremely simple. It needs to be what your hours of operation are, what your days of the week that you're open, any late fees, what your monthly or weekly or daily rate is, how many kids you can watch, the ages, and sick policy, and any time off policies in that contract. That's it. Keep it simple, very easy to follow, and you shouldn't have any problem with parents giving you backlash if they read a very simple contract. Let's see. I have the hardest time putting my foot down and always put the daycare families over my own family and do not want to do that again. Well, that's called getting uncomfortable and putting your foot down. I don't know exactly what that means. I assume that means like if you say your hours are from this to this and someone wants to come earlier or stay later and you're allowing it to happen because you're afraid of losing that customer, well, that's your fault and you need to just get uncomfortable. It will get easier as time goes on and you gain more experience, I promise. Saying yes to ridiculous requests is another thing. Ridiculous requests being like, for an example, oh, my 1-year-old doesn't nap. Can you keep him up during nap time? No. Hell no. That's my break. Are you insane? No. Things like that. Although I wouldn't say, are you insane? Maybe I would. Whoops, there goes my camera. Maybe I would in a joking way, but not really. Girlfriend, you can do this. You just have to be uncomfortable for the time being and get used to saying no, get used to being firm, get used to saying what you mean and mean what you say. Moving on. Next question. I sent the receipt for 2 weeks as usual. I ended up giving an immediate termination to this family this evening because of the puke emoji. I'm appalled. So here's a screenshot of a receipt for the amount due for daycare. And then the client texted back, okay, thank you, bleh, LOL. So the puke emoji was, I think, the price, but LOL. And then the daycare person, the owner, wrote, I'm sorry. And then the client goes, I know, it is what it is, LOL. She was clearly joking. Wow, you must be having a bad day. To term someone, to fire someone over a puke emoji when she's kidding with you about the price of childcare, she knows what it is. I would say the same thing, like be like, ew, I gotta pay my bill. But kidding, not a big deal. Unless you're triggered because you've had people stiff you in the past or complain about your rates. So who knows, but good God, girl, you're not gonna last in this business if you're like, got like such a stick up your butt. Lighten up, girl, lighten up. It's not that serious. I just had to put that one in because it was pretty funny to me. I thought it was pretty funny because people need to get a sense of humor. Again, that's what's wrong with this country is people don't have a sense of humor anymore. Learn to take a joke. Learn to not get offended over every little thing because it's not about you. And before I go and digress, I will wrap up this session of Q&A episode number 6. Unbelievable already. Episode 6, we are done. If you like what you see and hear, like and subscribe and share this channel out to anyone who could benefit from this channel. My name's Natalie, and I'll see you on the flip side. Subscribe.